Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Desiree. I am a mom of two going back to school online to become a teacher. So that's kind of what this video is about. I made a video, I believe about a little over a month ago, saying that I was going to be starting school online at WGU, Western Governors University, and I did want to kind of document my whole first semester there, mainly because my goal is to pretty much graduate before or by the time my first semester ends. So at WGU, how it works is it's not like a regular school where you're paying per credit hour. And obviously most people can only afford a certain amount of credits and can only take a certain amount of classes per semester. At WGU, you pay a certain amount per semester and then you take the classes, and as long as you're passing them, you can take as many classes as you can each semester. So for example, I have 18 classes or courses that I need to pass, and once I pass those 18 courses, then I'll be able to graduate with my bachelor's degree. So instead of having like timed or scheduled classes, I can work up them at my own pace online and either take an exam or do some assignments in order to see whether or not I am whether or not I understand the content of the course and either pass or fail. So each semester they give you 4 classes to start with, because that is the minimum that you can do per semester. And I started October 1st. I've so far passed 3 classes and I'm currently working on my 4th class. So I've taken 3 assessments in order to determine whether I pass or fail the class. My first 2, I passed them. The third one, which was elementary math 2, that one was a little bit more rough. That one I passed. I failed the first exam, but then I studied and went over a lot of the resources that they offered, and I passed the second time. So now I am working on my 4th class, and I'm hoping to be done with that by the end of this week. It is currently November 8th, I think, November 8th, 2022. So yeah, I am pretty excited because I feel like I'm very much on track. I am on 15th course out of 18 that I have to do. So I have 15 left out of the 18, but I started a month ago, so that's really, really good. And I'm excited to see how much I get done. As far as how I like it, to be honest, I absolutely love it. I am genuinely the type of person that I'm really great at self-paced learning, especially being that I have ADHD. There's times when I really just cannot focus and times when I hyper-focus. So being able to work on my assignments and work on my classes at my own pace has really helped me, because I'm able to hyper-focus when I tend to do that, and when I just can't do it, or I don't feel like it, or I don't want to, I'm able to kind of take that little bit of break and then hop right back into pick up where I left off, right? And even if I do need a little bit more support, I have a ton of resources and mentors and instructors available to me in order to help me. So I found that with all of the classes that I've taken so far, they all offer a ton of different resources aside from the actual course material. They do offer things like, vocab sheets. Obviously every class is different, but for the most part, what I've seen, they offer, like study guides, vocab sheets. They have a ton of different resources throughout the course that you could always bookmark to kind of make sure that you're, if you want to look back on that material, you can. So I really, really like that. Again, it's kind of designed in a way that it's effective for me and my studying methods. So I'm really, really happy with it. And I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video, but basically how it is you pay per semester. So instead of paying per credit hour, so for example, if I were to go to the community college here in my city, I would have to pay, I think it's like $118 per credit hour. And one class is 3 credit hours. So I would have to be paying close to $400 just to take one class. And of course I would have to take the class whenever it's scheduled. I'd have to drive all the way to the campus if they didn't offer it online. So it would just be a lot more expensive and would take me a lot longer to go to a regular community college rather than doing something like WGU, which again is one of the main reasons why I chose it, because as a 27-year-old mom of 2, I just want to finish my degree faster rather than later, and I also want to make sure that it's feasible for me to be able to do my classes. And just going to a community college was, you know, especially for the courses that I had to take in education, they only offered them during the day, and that would make it hard for me to be able to work and have the girls in school. So it was just too much, and WGU has been really great on that aspect. As far as how much I paid for the semester, so I did qualify for financial aid, which I'm really, really grateful for. But even if you don't have financial aid, I do find that it is a lot less expensive than a traditional college. So again, if I were to go to the community college in my city and take 4 classes, right, to take the 12 credits that you would need to be considered a full-time student, at almost $400 per class, that's like $1,600 that's like $1,600 just in classes. That's not including like campus fees. Even if you go to school online, a lot of times schools have campus fees, parking fees, books. So we'll round it off to about $2,000 just to take 4 classes in 4 months, and then a couple $1,000 the next semester to take another couple classes and all of that. So at WGU, I paid $3,780, I think it was, around there. We'll round it off to $3,800. I paid around $3,800 for my 1 semester, but like I said, in that 1 semester, it covers absolutely everything. So it covers, you know, like any student fees I have to pay. It covers all of my books and all of that. The only thing I did have to pay aside from that was for a webcam, because you do need an external webcam whenever you are taking tests. So whenever you're taking your exams, they are obviously proctored exams, so you do have to have an external webcam. So I did pay for that separately. But I mean, aside from that, I paid about $3,800 with financial aid. But keep in mind that instead of about 5 months, I have 6 months of a term. And instead of only taking 4 classes, I can accelerate tremendously. So for example, I am 1 month into my 6-month term, and I'm already on my 4th class. So if I keep this up, I'll be able to finish potentially 18 classes. But let's say if I keep up at the pace I'm at, about 14 to 15 classes by the time I finish this 1 semester, which is really, really great. And that means next semester I'll only have a couple more classes before I can graduate with my bachelor's. Whereas, you know, at another school, it would take me 2 to 3 years because of the way that it's set up. So that's another reason why I really, really love WGU. And, you know, the way that their programs are set up. So I feel like they really do have a lot of resources. I feel like financially it's a much better option because you do pay a little bit more upfront, but you also are able to accelerate your degree a lot more than you would be able to at a traditional college. It's, I don't know if I mentioned this already, self-paced, which I really, really like. And yeah, I mean, so far I really, really like it. And I also like that they offer, I also really like that they offer different types of degrees. So for example, I started off wanting to get my full licensure degree for elementary education, meaning that once I graduate, I can automatically start working right off the gate. But for that, like any other school, you would have to do your internships. You would have to do a whole semester inside of a classroom and all of that. That would not be feasible for me financially, just because, again, being a mom of 2 girls, not being able to work at all for a whole 4 months, it's not feasible for me. So what I am doing is I'm getting my Bachelor of Arts in Educational Studies for elementary education. That's going to give me my bachelor's degree, and I am going to go into and get a temporary teaching license for my state. And while I have my temporary teaching license, I'm going to do the few courses that I'll need extra in order to get my professional certificate for licensure. So that's a whole nother video that I can make on, you know, when the time comes, how I'm going to be going about that. But that kind of is my plan, so that way once I graduate, I can start working right away, and I'm still working while I'm finishing up my actual licensure. So that's really cool. And also, I am currently finishing up the last bit of things that I need to do to start subbing at schools, which is really, really exciting. I decided that I was going to go into substitute teaching, mainly because since I'm not going to have the opportunity to do my internship in classrooms, you know, do that demonstration teaching or student teaching, I feel like becoming a substitute would at least give me a better idea of, you know, an average school day and how a classroom works, how the kids are. I mean, I've been in a classroom before, but I know that it's nothing compared to student teaching. So I feel like becoming a sub and kind of getting my foot in the door that way will give me a lot of experience and help me kind of better expect what a potential classroom is actually like. So kind of just preparing me while still being able to bring in some income, you know, so that way once I do graduate, I'm able to start teaching, and I, you know, won't have to take time off in any which way, which is really, really nice. So yeah, so far we are 1 month into our first term at WGU, and I am on my 4th class. I absolutely love it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I'd be more than happy to answer them. And yeah, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Next video will probably be my 2nd month, talking about the classes that I've taken, that I'm gonna take this month in November. See if anything has changed. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.